Wood post show, the Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach, presented by Bonsoy, is a wrap for 2025. Two new champions will be added to the honour roll. Isabella Nichols breaking through for her second championship tour victory, and Jack Robinson in 4 years has now racked up 8 wins. Super impressive stuff. A good day for the Aussies, and they'll be celebrating down there when we get to the presentation. But it was fantastic to watch. Ronnie Blakey sitting alongside Felicity Palmatier and Richie Lovett. Flick, you called it early, Jack. He just has that psychological edge and the ability to hang in there when things get tough.
He does. You can never count him out. And nerves of steel, he just hung on to that priority. Just sort of knew that the ocean will present an opportunity. And I mean, it did, right? But also coming in today, just looking at the forecast, there's that big, more open ocean water, chunky sections. I just couldn't go past him as a winner. Yeah,
he looked sharp. It was a great final, Rich. Both surfers doing so well in a pretty messed up lineup.
Yeah, no, they did really well, and I think it was a bit of a contrast of styles too. Jack just really identifying that the power rail game was going to be the defining factor there. Kanoa didn't really get the opportunities with his wave choice, but Jack has this incredible way of shifting energy his favour, and he did it under pressure with 15 minutes, 10 minutes to go in the final. He changed the energy, and it all started to go his way, and he found the right wave and performed on it.
From the quarterfinals on, the road is always difficult, no matter what event you're at. But he was coming up against surfers that were showing incredible form in the quarterfinals. He had to take on Jake Marshall, who was one of the highest scoring surfers of the event, Flick.
Yeah, Jake was in fine form. I mean, the heat previous to that, Jake, had the best heat of his life. He locked in 2.9, so it was not easy for Jack. But he's just muscled his way through the draw, and he's just so composed. Every single heat, nothing was going to faze him. And exactly to your point, Ron, it just seemed like he just has a habit of making magic happen when he needs it most.
And then Griffin Colapinto, a tough customer, a finalist here last year. That was a really close heat, Rich, in the semis.
Yeah, it was a super fun heat to watch as well. The standard of surfing all through this event, but today in particular, in some challenging conditions, wasn't straightforward, and everyone produced the goods.
Let's have a look at some of Jack's highlights from today. The road to the final started with some big attacking layback jams.
Oh, for me, I just see an unruly Western Australia here when I look at this open face wave, and I just know Jack's just spent so much time in ocean like this, and where most surfers, they're finding baubles and it's kind of catching them off guard, it's no match for Jack. He sort of just muscles his way through it.
Yeah. You know what's ridiculous, Richard, about this guy is where he's had those championship tour wins. It's quite remarkable. He's won at some of the most prestigious locations on the tour. He's won Margaret's, his home break, a couple of times. That was an obvious one. But Sunset, Tahiti, Pipe, G-Land, Mexico, and now Bells. I mean, that is an unbelievable hit list.
Well, we were talking about it this morning, the two events you probably want to win in your whole career if you could choose. It's Pipeline and Bells, because they are just so prestigious. They've got so much history around them.
I thought you were going to say Trestles.
No, well, that'll be the third. But no, but he's pretty much, with today's victory, he starts to tick off all those major ones. So he's slowly just etching himself into history as being one of the great all-time surfers.
He joins such elite company now with 8 victories. It's quite incredible. Rob Machado, the great Gary Elgerton, and world champions Derek Ho and Wayne Rabbit Bartholomew.
I feel like it was always destined, right? We've seen Jack coming from a long way away, and he's been put out there as this prodigy sort of child. It's one thing to have all this talk, but it's another thing to back it up, and you see it time and time again where people have all this chatter about them, but they don't fulfill that prophecy. But Jack is fulfilling the prophecy right in front of our eyes.
Yeah, well, he was touted, but kind of for the stuff that we saw him perform at the start of the year, the first event, the 10-point ride in a losing heat. One of the best barrel riders we've ever seen. Andy Irons, Bruce Irons, the greats, they identified that early on. It's his impressive improvements in other aspects of his surfing that's moved him into this elite level.
100%. So well-rounded now, but it wasn't always the case. And as we just watch highlights of the celebration here, but, turning back the clock, when Jack first got on the tour, he really struggled to put big numbers on the boards with turns. The barrels, he was super comfortable, but he had to do so much work in being able to accumulate scores using some more of his assets, you know, those big power hacks and things like that.
They weren't the excellent numbers that we've seen from these two competitors on their road through to the final. It was a grindy one. It was a tough day from the quarters, and these two did very well to give us a fantastic heat that, you know, could have gone either way. It was right in the balance.
Yeah, it definitely could have gone either way for about up until the halfway point. I mean, it was going in Kanoa's favour. I mean, he had that momentum with him, and I did like his approach to the style that he was surfing at, which was that more acute angle. He's going up into the lip more, but obviously judges favouring Jack's more open ocean carves, and he seemed to just really stomp that, you know, every wave with authority.
We know how much a Bell's win means to these competitors. They understand the history of this venue. Let's see how Jack's feeling. He's with Rosie.
Michael Peterson, MR, Andy Irons, Sonny Garcia, Mick Fanning Parko, Jack Robinson. Your name is joining some of the greats on that trophy. How does that sink in for you, Jack? Just an incredible, incredible achievement.
Thank you so much, Rosie. Yeah, it's a special day, and have a whole family here, and everyone's here, and just my whole team, whole crew. Right before the semis, actually, it was the semis. I don't even know where we are, but right before the final, we were watching like Parko and Mick, and then I watched Taj and Andy, and then Kelly, and I was like, I was all fired up. So inspiration from those guys, and just channel that and just be in the moment.
You've had some incredible heats throughout the competition. You said to us this morning you had more to give. That one turn in the final was absolutely phenomenal. Do you feel like you were reaching your best there?
I felt like I thought there was going to be more waves in the final. I kind of just had to get in front of him and in front of Kanoa, and because I knew it was kind of getting slow, and just to turn the heat at least. And my way, I don't know. There was a reason why I didn't go his waves. There was the one that came in the end, and the inside was good. So, the ocean's wild. Surfing is wild, eh? The way it chooses you, and you find it. Yeah.
Is there anything more satisfying than winning in front of your family?
Oh, it's I'm super blessed. I think I'm just really kind of grateful and stoked, and it hasn't really sunk in. Just enjoying it, enjoying the moment a lot. You know, that's what it's all about. Having fun out there and going my way.
Amazing performance, Jack. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Right back in there.
Well done, Jack Robinson. You could see it kind of dawning on him what he's achieved here today. Almost cracking emotionally a couple of times, but he is just so tapped in spiritually. He said it's funny how the ocean chooses you. I think it's Jack's faith that the wave will come his way, and he just has great decision-making qualities in these heavy moments. There was a lot of waves he could have taken with that priority, but he was really cool under pressure.
Yeah, composure comes to my mind straight away. He's always been that sort of kind of kid, even from a young age, just personally growing up with him and watching him navigate a lineup, and just the awareness. And, he'd go sit somewhere 20 metres down the beach and he'd be, there's not going to be a wave come there. All of a sudden, the best wave of the day comes. He's just tapped in, and he just spoke beautifully to it then.
Tom Curran, another great Bells champion, had those same qualities, Rich.
Took the words out of my mouth, mate. I was just thinking about that, and I've seen Kelly do it a million times as well. Just the right wave comes to the champions when they need it. And I think Jack there he was still in work mode. He hadn't quite unwound yet, and I think that'll come later. He was very much still composed and in the zone, and that's how he likes to compete. And I think he gets into this sort of zen state where he shifts energy. And I said that during the final. The energy of that final was with Kanoa, and then he shifted it, and it came his way. So the greats have that ability to do that.
Connected to the ocean. You could see midway through the interview he just wanted to connect with his family. They were off to the side there. It was a beautiful thing. Also a huge moment for Isabella Nichols. She always came down here to Bells with the dream of maybe one day getting her name amongst her heroes on the stairs, but she didn't actually believe it was a possibility, and she was just so strong coming up against her mates in this draw. And when she got to the quarterfinals, she ended up being the giant killer, really, the killer of form.
Mate, this was not an easy draw for her, this whole event. I mean, even the round before this, round of 16, she's come up against her bestie, Erin Brooks, and then, she's connected, and she's continuing on with that confidence that we saw in El Salvador. I think, Rich, you've spoken about that board, Ron too, Vaughan, and everyone's talking about it. She's so connected to it. It sort of looks like it's just a magic board. She's got to keep it on ice because that thing is serving her well.
I wonder if DHT can put 40 litres into one of those things. Could be good. But Isabella, we're looking at some of her highlights from today. I think you've got to really appreciate too just how well she did to iron out the bumps out there. She maintained a fantastic rhythm and pace to her rides, but when the opportunities presented, Rich, she got more aggressive than her opponents.
Yeah, and she's got this really good knack of framing the turn or the manoeuvre that she's doing, and there's almost this this poster moment through her turns where, you know, the form's perfect, the turn's executed with speed and grace. Right there, you know, like just carving, holding that carve for an extra, you know, millisecond, setting it up for that vertical turn, and so really showing that variety. And I think she said in one of the interviews that surfboard's a little bit longer. It's got a straighter rail line, and it's ironing out and lengthening out her turn. And for here at Bells, that just works perfectly.
I know Bella 3 years ago got that amazing victory over in Margaret River to save herself on the championship tour, and it's a comment that's often thrown out there. I don't know how much I believe it sometimes that every surfer on the tour is capable of winning, but it was proven today on the women's side for sure with Luana and Isabella battling for the title.
Oh, it's definitely proven on the women's side. I touched on it in the final, but on the women's tour, there's more women that have won events than what there is on the men's, so that you could argue that that women's side of the tour is so hotly contested.
A more compressed field, and obviously a couple less heats that they surf to get to that position, but at the same time you can't take anything away from Isabella Nichols and the way that she handled and composed herself through some of the big clashes she faced, especially that quarterfinal with Gabriella Bryan, who was just looking deadly.
Yeah, that was the repeat of the final in El Salvador, and it pretty much went all Gabriella Bryan's way there. She came into Bells as a favourite for many. I certainly had a peg to get the win here. She got through Gabriella Bryan, then came up against Tyler Wright, former Bells champion, who was going for the triple. She shut that down, and then getting over Luana Silva, and perhaps just the intensity or the enormity of the moment for Luana, just getting the best of her. And we didn't see her best surfing, but certainly, you know, Isabella was the deserving winner of the day. A huge total in the final. That always feels good when you perform well in the final event of the final heat of the event.
A magic way to finish off another great year here at the Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach, presented by Bonsoy. It's now time to hand out some trophies. We're going to throw it down to Joey.
Thanks so much, Ronnie. Hi, everybody. Thanks for being here. What a special day. Please join me in welcoming Karina Eccles, and a proud Wadarung woman, and all of our great community dancers. Thank you so much.
Wadarong Malup. In Wadarong language, I say Wadarong spirit. May we acknowledge Wadarong spirit of Wadarong Judak, of this land, this country, known as Bells Beach. May we acknowledge Wadarong spirit of Wadarong Kinkin Bill, Wadarong spirit of Wadarong people. May we acknowledge Wadarong spirit of Wadarong Wuru, the Wadarong spirit of Wadarong language. Matnu Wadarong Jar, this is Wadarong country. Bengadak Wadarong Kinkin Bill, we are Wadarong people. Bengadak Wadarong Wuru, we speak Wadarong language. I am now going to welcome you to Judak, the land, the Wadi sea country of my people, Wadarong people. Muam Bengodingadak, Kinkin Bill, Wedigarong Guli Wadawarang, Na Lingu Wikimbani Wadarong Ja, Bunani Dulama Bengadak Ba, Gayupanguma, Maradop, Makbore. Wadawurrung language I say. From our ancestors, family, community, I welcome you all here on Wadawurrung country. Let us all come together, embrace each other, and gather in peace. Bangarake open yung Guma Wadawurrung ja. 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 Kimbana. Kimbana.
Thank you so much to Karina and the entire community, the WSL, and all involved with the Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach presented by Bonsoy competition. Want to acknowledge that we are here on Wadawurrung country. We acknowledge Wadawurrung people as the traditional owners of the land and waterways that we are on today. We gathered here on Juruk, the original Wadawurrung name for Bells Beach. We pay our respects to Wadawurrung people, their elders past, present, and emerging, and extend this acknowledgement to First Nations people here today. Thanks so much. That was beautiful. Thanks for being with us, everybody. Give yourselves a round of applause, part of surfing history. This is the official awards presentation for the Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach, presented by Bonsoy, the 5th stop on the World Surf League Championship Tour. Also the first stop for the first ever GWM Aussie treble, starting from here to the Gold Coast to Margaret River. Really exciting. But this is the longest running event that we have on the calendar, starting back in the early 60s. Let's hear it for Peter Choi and the founders that really started off this competition with a card table, inviting people here to Bells to see who is the best, and we're still doing that here today. And talk about an iconic trophy. If you win this, you mark yourself in surfing history. You're done. You can't stop right there. It's that big. You start building your legacy as one of the greats that have all passed through here to Bells. We've seen every change in surfing history, from the introduction of the thruster from Simon Anderson, still the most popular design today, and from Lane Beachley to Steph, before her, Gail Cooper. Let's give Gail Cooper a round of applause. 10-time Bells champion who joins us every year. And what about your locals showing up again? Carly Shanahan, Xavier Huxtable doing great things here in the bowl. Ellie Harrison, you weapon. Wow, you guys show up. Always representing Victoria so well. Got some great people up here with me to help me with the trophies as well. Let's hear for Jesse Miley Dyer, who did some big things in the bowl competitively, doing great things with the tour as a deputy commissioner. And this guy started Rip Curl. Doug Claw Warwick, thanks for all you do for pro surfing. He's seen everything go down in surfing history. And just continue on with Rip Curl. We can't thank you guys enough. Supporting this event for over 5 decades. You guys welcome us with class. You guys love pro surfing. You guys are the ultimate surfing company. Big thanks to Bonsoy, our presenting sponsor for this event, and also Visit Victoria, welcoming us so well here to the Surf Coast as well. Thanks to our event partners, Yeti, Red Bull, Apple Watch, Surfline, GWM, Stone and Wood, Surf Coast Shire, TAC, Oakberry, Hydrolite, Boost Mobile, BioGlan, Bond University, Fat Boy Bikes, and True Surf. Big special thanks to Surfing Victoria, Adam Robertson, Cale Bell Warren. You guys are incredible. Thanks for sharing us world-class waves this entire waiting period and being so gracious. Big thanks to all the fans that are right here live in person and everybody watching on our global broadcast. Thanks for being a part of this iconic event. Give yourselves a round of applause again. This is a really great tradition with the Wadawurrung people. Big thanks to Karina Eccles once again. And also Hume, Anthony Hume, you're such a legend. Thanks for being a part of this great celebration with the Oka markings that'll be put on all the winners. Thank you guys. You guys are the best. Let's talk about our champions and everyone who really showed their courage and their commitment. Everybody on tour, part of this event. You guys should be really proud of it. History was written, and we go to a finalist, a guy that has been in the spotlight for a very long time, represents Japan on tour, and took out some of the biggest names, including Ethan Ewing, on the way to this runner-up finish. Put your hands together for Kanoa Igarashi. Silver medalist in Tokyo 2020, winning at Karamas in the past. He's competed to number 5 in the world. Great job, Kanoa. And now in his first ever Bells final. You can give it a good ring, Kanoa. We say a lot of things about what we're proud of when we watch you surf, but I want to hear from you as you've had a little bit of a moment to take this whole week in and the week before and the lead up to your first ever Bells final. What does this mean to you?
Oh, this means so much. I mean, look at the crowd. Like, there's nothing like competing here at Bells in front of all you guys. This whole entire week, from the first day all the way until the last day here, there's some days where it's raining super hard and sunny like now, and you guys are always here, and that really means a lot for us surfers. And yeah, for me to be here on the podium and to share the final with Jack really means a lot. It's anytime you can be on the podium, it's really special, and I love competing. I love surfing, and to be able to kick off this Aussie leg with the final, I'm really happy. And yeah, I had a dream last night. I actually got woken up by my dream. It was I was ringing the bell, but it was actually a bit smaller than I was hoping for. But yeah, I was woken up in my own dream with the bell. So yeah, I guess it kind of came to fruition.
Enjoy the moment, Kanoa. Great surfing.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Kanoa Igarashi, runner-up in his first Bells final. This young lady is an absolute superstar, qualifying at such a young age, dealing with the cut, winning a World Junior title because she's still only 20 years of age. And her best result to date, she made her first championship tour final, happened to be a Bells. Put your hands together for Luana Silva. Yeah, Lulu. Luana Silva representing Brazil, raised on the North Shore of Oahu. Go ahead and give it a ring. Wow, I loved your post-seat interviews, Lulu. It felt so good. It felt like this weight was lifting off your shoulders. Like your surfing looked insane, and I could tell you were having a lot of fun. Break down this whole process and the enjoyment of your first CT final.
Yeah, that was wild. I Never in a million years I would think that my first CT final would be at Bells. This is such an incredible place. So much history. I mean, I've been watching this event since I was a little girl with my dad on the couch, seeing all my heroes win this event. Carissa, I looked up to Malia Manuel a lot, surfing this event as well. Steph, Mick, Kelly, you name it. So this is a dream come true of mine, first CT event, and it couldn't have happened in a better place. I love coming down here. Yeah, I'm stoked.
So cool, Lulu. Enjoy the moment. Big final, next step, big win. Can't wait to see what you do the rest of the year.
Yeah, I'm stoked. I just want to give a big thanks to everyone on the beach who came down every day to support all of us. It really means the world to us, all of your support. So, yeah, thanks, guys.
Let's hear it for Luana Silva, runner-up in the final here at Bells. We've seen this guy win a lot of events, but he's never made a final here before, let alone win it. The most iconic trophy of the season goes to a man from Western Australia. Put your hands together for Jack Robinson. Here we go, Jack. There we go. That's the big one. Wow, you've been waiting to do that for a long time.
Yeah, I watched Mick and Joel and Kelly and everyone do it earlier today, like 10 times. I was like, okay, we're almost there. Just don't get too excited. I was just trying to stay in the moment, and it's kind of tired after that.
Give it another go, actually. You catch your breath.
No, chill. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you guys for all the support. I felt it all week. It was really special. And just the whole team, my wife, my family, everyone. Yeah, just everyone that's involved. And yeah, also want to give a big thank you the people, Wadawurrung country, and for letting us surf here. And also much love and rest in peace for Greg Browning too. The last time I was here with him, he's an amazing filmmaker and good friend, and we had some good moments here like a couple of years ago. So yeah, give a little respect, and thank you guys.
That's beautiful. Jack, you laid down in the water after the horn went off. I know you're deep in your spiritual connection to the ocean, to the people like you just mentioned. What did that feel like, knowing you've accomplished one of your biggest goals?
Yeah, it's really surreal and special, and there's not too many words for it when you're in the moment. You're just being and going out there and doing it. And it was a really cool final with Kanoa. I kind of knew I had this feeling that we would match up just because we've been hanging out a little bit the last few days, and it was cool. There's many more of those to come, so looking forward to it.
When did you meet Kanoa?
Maybe 9 or 10, huh? I think 9 or yeah. We surfed against each other in Ocky's Grom come up on the Gold Coast. We've known each other for a long time, and yeah, we're here now. It's super special, super surreal.
It's always meant to be. Congrats, Jack. This is a huge one of the most iconic trophies in the game. Enjoy every second of this. You deserve it. Jack Robinson, your champion. First win of the season, his first Bells trophy. Oh, well, that was a quick fix. We've got one more champion waiting and standing by who's just turned in a stellar season, back-to-back finals, this time winning this event in her first final here at Bells. Put your hands together for Isabella Nichols. Congrats, Isabella. Here we go. All right, let's cheer through this. Put your hands together. You're champion. Well done. Well done. That was special. That was special. We've been watching you rip for a long time, but that one just felt different. The way you're approaching the bowl, your connection to every single matchup you had, the respect you have for women like Gabby Bryan, who's the world #1, and the way you played your game was really, really sweet. How are you putting it into words now that you have time to really let it soak in?
I don't really think I have words for this one right now. I mean, like, to have my family down here, my dad and Maddie cheer me up the beach, like, it's a tearjerker, honestly. Like, I can't really put into words this feeling that I have, and the caliber of surfing in the women's tour right now is insane. And yeah, like I said, Gabby's one of my favorite surfers at the moment. Her power and her style, and yeah, to take this one out means more to me than anyone can imagine.
And sharing the final with Lulu together, being in the final, having 40 minutes, looking at the crowd, screaming your name. What did that feel like?
Oh, I mean, look at the crowd here now. It's crazy. This is like, yeah, we love you guys. This is honestly the best crowd I reckon I've ever experienced at a contest. So thank you guys so much for making all of us feel at home and loved. And the amount of groms that come down the beach, like after your heat, win or lose, like it's crazy. Like your hand starts to hurt after all the signatures, but it's like so damn cool. And to Lulu, like amazing performance this week for her, like her first semi and her first final. So cool. Jack and Kanoa were ripping too, and I have so many people to thank, like my sponsors, Kurt, Bottle, Maddie Granger, my family, everyone at home supporting, my friends. This week has just felt like I've had a lot of love, and I just can't believe this is real.
It's real life. You mentioned it was a 15-year plus process to win this event. What was that process like?
Yeah, so I've been coming down here since I was 16, 17 and working with Kale and Robbo, and I've come down like 3 times a year since then, and it's crazy. It's been a long journey, and I've had a lot of like terrible surfs out of the bowl, a lot of tears, a lot of frustration, and then it's funny, like you always end up getting one heat out there where it's just like kind of terrible through the heat, like through the contest somewhere, and you're like, all right, I got this because I've surfed it like this so many times. And to get really fun bowl for the final, it was just like absolutely dreamy. Before I paddled out, I'm like, this is what I surf here all the time. So to put in the time and effort and have it pay off, it's just so damn special.
Isabella Nichols, a true champion. Enjoy every bit of this.
Thank you so much. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody. Let's keep the party going right here at the beach. We love you guys. You guys are some of the best fans in the world. Keep the applause going for our champions, Jack Robinson, Isabella Nichols, taking the bell here in 2025. We'll send it back to the Stone and Wood Post Show with Ronnie Blakey. Thank you so much.
Good on you, Joey. Fantastic job. And there they are, your champions for 2025 in the 62nd edition of the Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach, presented by Bonsoy. And that is a special moment. Could you imagine, Flick?
I couldn't, Ronnie. I can't.
I think it's still sinking in for these two competitors. I think Isabella, with a little bit more time to just digest her victory, has kind of arrived at that point where she's sort of saying to herself, oh my goodness, I've just won bells. I can't believe that my name's going to be on those stairs. Jack sort of seems like he's still processing at the moment.
Yeah, it'll sink in good time. It feels like it's starting to ooze into his stratosphere right now, but some great imagery here. What a feeling. Great to see the crowd hanging around too for the presentation.
Absolutely awesome, and you know, all the competitors were really quick to comment on just how supportive that crowd has been. We've had some pretty ugly weather at different stages during this event window. They came out in force, rain, hail or shine. They stood down on the beach, and I think the Groms really make this event. They're just so up for it. You know, they're just running around in wet tracksuit pants, meeting the surfers on the shoreline every time they hit the beach. And that's a special feeling, you know, to have that kind of energy.
Oh, the energy down here is undeniable. And Vorno was running around all event, you know, in the grandstands, especially when those wild cards were in the water. You could just feel that energy. The Bonsoy board caddies, that was really special too. But yeah, this is an iconic event, and thanks to everyone for listening, everyone for watching.
We love it. And now we've got some highlights to look at. We're going to check out the Boost Mobile heat of the day. And Griffin Colapinto, he stood up today. He really needed a big result. He hadn't been past the third round all season, and he made his move here at Bells.
Yeah, he really needed to pull the trigger at this event. He did it in a big way, and really just took control in his opening heat of the day. Big conditions too. We got down here big 6 to 10 foot walls, really. And Griff just navigated them so well, and, you know, touched it on it. He was 27th or 26th or 27th coming into this event, and he has just bolted up the ratings.
Yeah, heat score total is 17.56. But Sammy Pupo also had some great turns in this heat, really pushed Griffin in this one. It was a great way to kick off the day.
Yeah, it was. I mean, this wave here, 8.83, it's nothing to scoff about. I mean, it's cool to see Sammy come back in fine form, because I feel like he hasn't had that great run yet. He's going to hold his head high, leaving Bells with a quarterfinal finish. I mean, but you just can't deny Griff today. He really was in form. I thought his turns and just the progression in his surfer and just how tight he was getting in the pocket and how much he was going into the lip, he really was giving it everything. This morning early, I was like, okay, yeah, I picked Jack, but I was also like, maybe you want to revisit that thought.
Yeah, I think we probably had the best conditions that we saw on finals day for that first quarter-final heat. So there are the numbers for you. 9.43, 8.13. Griffin Colapinto is back to his best. Sammy Pupo also will be making a big old leap up the live rankings or the rankings now, which you'll be able to check at worldsurfleague.com. But so worthy of the Boost Mobile heat of the day, that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Great to see Sammy back in action too. He gets good feelings down here. Good energy from Bells with Sammy, and he had his brother watching on, helping him through the event. So great to see him tap into a bit of form, and I think he'll carry that through, because he's obviously had success on the Gold Coast at a Challenger Series. He might layer up at Burleigh big time. Bring it on.
Well, we've got plenty more to come on the Stone and Wood post show. Don't go anywhere. Back with more highlights in just a moment.
Belts it off Olympican.
The countdown is on for the all-new GWM Aussie treble.
Can you believe it? The crowd goes bananas.
The world's top surfers will battle it out at 3 iconic events: Bells Beach, Gold Coast and Margaret River, in a game-changing series. Who will rise to the top and drive away with a GWM Tank 300? Watch every wave, every moment live at worldsurfleague.com.
The first stage of the GWM Aussie treble is in the bank, and we have some ratings leaders there, but we've also seen plenty of movement on the rankings for the Championship Tour too, and a lot of people making a charge, but this is what we're looking at now. Jack Robinson taking control of that Aussie treble with that tank in mind. Everyone wants that tank. It's been on show down here at the event site. Looks sensational.
Oh, it looks amazing. You drive across Australia with that thing. But look, it's deadly for Jack, because, I mean, he's going up to Burleigh. He lives on the Gold Coast now. He's going to feel at home. And then he goes actually to his real home, which is Western Australia, where he's won out there a couple of times before. So, I mean, the Australian leg for him is shaping up to be a good one.
It sure is. Obviously established himself as the man to beat down here, and he will be a force as he moves through the next two events. Rich, this is what the rankings look like for the women on the Aussie treble.
Yeah, they look fantastic, and obviously just mirroring the results here at Bells Beach as we kick off the treble, and Isabella Nichols will feel really, really good about this. Again, as you said, heading home to the Gold Coast. I was originally from the Sunshine Coast, but this is where she resides now, and then obviously has had that winning feeling over in WA. So she's really set herself as... she's already got the keys in her hand, maybe.
I don't know about that. Come on. I mean, it's been a remarkable run already, back-to-back finals, and she has gone skyrocketing up the actual Championship Tour rankings as well. But look, we've got to talk about the Shaper rankings, because it's been an interesting fight this year. We know we saw great consistency by a small group of surfers on both the men's and women's tour, but coming into this event, a full mix-up and a charge by some different individuals.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, obviously DHD getting the win with Isabella and Sharpie getting the win with Jack Robinson. So those Shaper rankings are always a lot of fun to check out. But, have a look at Lost. Still miles out in front. Just ahead of Sharpie there. Channel Islands always a permanent fixture up at the top of the ladder there, DH. And great to see JS there. We haven't seen him really make a serious charge on the Shaper rankings. So great to see him get his into the number 5th position and potentially start climbing.
Yeah, well, the form that Kanoa Igarashi tapped into at this event, he could certainly add to his points through these next few contests. But we mentioned that there's been quite a bit of movement on the tour leaderboard for the championship tour. The men's number 1, still Italo hanging in there. Ethan Ewing still in that 2nd spot, but Jack Robinson overtaking Yago Dora and Kanoa Igarashi also charging towards the top 5.
Yeah. Well, this is exciting. I mean, for Jack and for Kanoa, they were kind of sitting around the same coming into this event, down that 8th, 9th place, and kind of uncharacteristic for them. So for them to jump up, into that, Kanoa, top 6, in the world is pretty amazing. Big win for Jack, 10,000 points, and, coming into 2 events like we mentioned where he's going to feel right at home.
Yeah, I definitely think people should go and have a look at the complete rankings at worldsurfleague.com/rankings, and we're going to have a look at the women's top 10 too, because Gabriella Bryan is going to be in that yellow jersey for the first time in her career when we get to the Gold Coast.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting, and she has just been in such good form, and perhaps a little mental victory over Caitlin Simmers, who drops down into the number 2 position. And then if you just check out those little red and green arrows next to the names, Isabella has gone skyrocketing up into 4th place, so really getting herself comfortable in that top tier of the ratings, and she's going to like it, seeing a name up there in number 4th, and I don't think she's done yet. I think she wants to keep climbing.
Usually this time of year, we're just ripping off the back end of the ratings and throwing a whole heap of people back on the Challenger Series, but we've afforded them a couple of more events to save themselves, and the race to survive the card is going to be so interesting when we get to Margaret River, because it has a lot of surfers have closed that gap with the people that were ahead of them on the rankings.
Yeah, it seems like there's definitely was room to move. We had top seeds going down. It's kind of tightened everything up, and look, it just has all the ingredients for just more drama, really, it's crazy. As a viewer, it's so exciting, but as an athlete, you're thinking, oh no.
Well, we saw it all this year at the 62nd running of the Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach. Different conditions, different locations. Let's have a look at the highlights in the BioGland Daily Dose. The top 5 moments, diving into some magic performances. Jake Marshall having the best performance of his CT career.
Oh, it still goes down as one of the most memorable heats I've ever watched at Bells Beach. Jake Marshall just found this scintillating form, and best heat of his career up to this point, and all the stars aligned. Bells delivered, the conditions were perfect, but this man, geez, he just paddled into the lineup and did something special that will go down in the history books. Some of the best surfing we've ever seen at Bells Beach.
Yeah, it's the performance of the event. It's one of the best performances we've seen at Bells in a long time.
Yeah, it really is. I think for me, I just have to say it one more time, I feel like that one should have been a 10. It was crazy. I don't think I've ever seen better surfing.
Coming in at number 4, Brilliance from Britta Hennessy. And it was amazing to watch this all unfold on her mum's birthday. She won a big heat against Sally Fitzgibbons.
Yeah, Sally, she really had control of this heat up to this point, and Brissa was up against it, but she found this little gem and really committed to each and every one of the turns on the wave. And she got the big number and the victory in that heat over Sally Fitzgibbons.
Coming in at number 3, it was a massive heat. The heat of his life, Xavier Huxtable, coming up against the world number 1. And everyone was talking about Italo. He's just been white hot this year, just so sharp. But he was super aggressive, Xavier. He had a huge moment.
Oh, this was a big, big moment for Xavier. I mean, the whole, the crowd behind you. I mean, we had Vaughan in the grandstand. You could hear the cheers. Everyone was getting so pumped. But, I mean, he just couldn't put a foot wrong. He surfed really smart. And there's that grandstand, all the friends, all the family. But, yeah, Italo looked a bit out of sorts and just couldn't really string anything together. But you can't take away from Xavier because he put together a nice heat here. Dropped a 7.33, backed it up with a 6.33. And, just impressive stuff. And I think you know, there were big calls for, you know, a few of the other guys and friends around him when he came into this. Just watch out, watch what he's going to do. He's going to go far. And, yeah, this will be one of those moments that we do talk about for a long time.
Yeah, great confidence booster for him too.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing him on the Challenger Series. Coming in at number 2, Jack Robinson, men's champion, and he is really going to be soaking up this victory for some time. Everyone wants to get that big Bells trophy, get their name on that incredible honour roll.
Yeah, and again, you know, I think about Jack's name being on the stairs, being on the trophy for Bells, and it actually belongs there. It doesn't seem out of place at all. It was a marathon effort from the first heat. You know, they had to deal with so many different conditions, and Jack mastered it. He's the king of adaptability. He's the king of finding a way to win, and the surfing is there, no doubt about it. And he just has this knack of tapping into the energy, obviously feeling it, completely in the zone. Such good energy through the whole week.
And his last 2 heats, his semi-final and his final, he had to turn around a poor start, but never looked like he wasn't going to give it his best shot into the later stages of those battles, and ended up getting the victory.
Oh, he was always going to, that wave was always going to come to Jack. It was actually undeniable. He has that sort of sixth sense when it comes to the lineup, and just willing waves to come to him, you know, or the ocean chooses you, as he says.
That's right. Isabella Nichols, number 1 on our BioGland Daily Dose. Breaking through for a victory, surprising herself really, but as she said during the presentation, she's been working on this win for 15 years.
Yeah, and you know, you look at Isabella's resume over the last 10 and 15 years, and there's so much inconsistency about it. You know, she's had a horrible time. She's been off the tour, on the tour, had to fight back, and I mean that with all due respect, you know what I mean? She's such a great surfer. She works so hard at her craft, and this win might be the thing that makes her got that self-belief and that feeling of belonging that makes her a permanent fixture on the tour for many years to come, and at the top of the ratings, and perhaps having a shot at a world title.
Well, we saw her jump up into that final 5. That was a great image of her coming in, ringing the bell already, and her parents greeting her on the beach.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Rich. I feel like this could be that sliding doors moment. This is where everything starts flowing, and she's just going to take this confidence and take it right on home to Queensland.
Yep.
Bring it on. Of course, the next stop is the Bonsoy Gold Coast Pro, presented by GWM. The window for the event kicks off on the 3rd. Your thoughts on this contest and the move to Burleigh Heads?
Whew, this contest, it was a tricky one when we came into it with this forecast, but I mean, Victoria delivered. It was beautiful. We had some rain, we had sun, like true Victoria fashion, but we had that one beautiful day at the bowl. And I mean, moving forward to Queensland and Burleigh, I think it's going to be cool. We haven't seen an event at Burleigh like this, you know, of this calibre for a long time. So I'm excited to see what the best surfers in the world can do out there.
Rich, returning to the location that unearthed head-to-head competition, and we've had some CT events run there, not recently, but over the years.
Yeah, it's a great place for competition. I've competed there, you know, countless times through the juniors, the Australian circuit, and at a CT level as well. It is an amazing location for a CT event. From all reports, the sand's looking really good, the swell's looking good. I had a look at the charts today, and I think we could get a start early in the event window, which is exciting. Yeah, bring on Burleigh. I'm pumped for it.
All right. Well, the Stone and Woods are just sitting there. I'm ready to crack one. It's been an awesome event. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. Make sure you stay tuned to worldsurfleague.com for all the latest news, and we'll see you May 3rd on the Gold Coast for the Bonsoy Gold Coast Pro, presented by GWM. Enjoy the highlights.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good, thank you. Morning, Dwayne.
Am I looking at you?
Yeah, touch me. When you come to Bells, what kind of feeling do you get?
This wave and this contest is so iconic.
It's just world class, really, just a big open canvas.
You always have to push yourself, you know.
I mean, winning is great. That's why we're here, you know.
You could be potentially a part of history.
The horn just went off. Bells are ringing here on the cliffs. Flawless rail work from Gabriella.
Aggression that she hits that with.
And Ali Harrison taking that one out.
The world champ, she's going to get her first run.
can see Lakey, clean rail engagement.
Tyler Wright, an 8.17.
It's the Rip Curl Icon Expression Session.
When I come down here, I always think like, whoa.
Oh! Surfing his way onto the ski, almost.
Look at that to the sand. He's doing push-ups down there.
Day 5 of the event window.
Dream tour, you think dream waves.
Right now, it's challenging.
The something about on the waves are junk. I'm just like, oh yeah.
It's really risky to go for a big maneuver. Oh. He feels he's solving the problem out there.
7.5 minutes remaining.
Gouge in the fins there.
A little bit further back.
Now he gets a bit more critical.
That was huge. Wow. Ramsey injured and forced out of the competition.
Counting this one down. 3, 2, 1. Nervous coaches on the stairs.
And it has come through.
Just not enough.
So it's just enough.
Yeah, where are we? How does the surf look? We're at Winky and the surf looks really fun.
Not bad under priority. The opening chain's going to be really crucial.
Yeah.
Good big baby boy. Yeah! Yeah! Come on, Jaja, come on.
No, nice section lining up, goes to the air. Big section.
Made it happen, huh? How's Jordy Smith? Just, oh my goodness.
Welcome to Bells Beach on this Anzac Day morning.
Idolo Sienna is the hottest thing on the planet right now.
No Davo.
Zabe straight into it, rips it off the top.
Somehow, the local wildcard just put him out.
Good Colapino straight into it, straight to the air. Jake Marshall, huge speed carve, and up through the lip again.
9.33.
Jack takes off on this. It was really good.
It's just world class. You know, when we see it at that 6 feet size, it's really just a big open canvas for people to kind of play some big tracks. It gives you chicken skin when you start to think about those moments. You can be potentially a part of history like that. It's a big deal.
Yeah, go Brisa! Go Brisa!
And it locks in at a 9.4.
He found the rhythm of the ocean, and Ethan took a wave off Kanoa that he shouldn't have taken.
Morg's just going to hammer the last section, gets the board up and over. That was explosive.
You can just feel the energy coming from everyone.
The rhythm. Got to go with the rhythm.
Trust it. Trust it.
He's going excellent.
Nichols top.
Enjoy the moment, Dylan.
We're gonna have a ding, ding, ding.
Trocar tipo 2-8, né?
It's a giant win, a timeless trophy. The bell belongs to Isabella Nichols.
Your 2025 Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach champion, Jack Robinson.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.